Polestar deleted the rear window from their new luxury SUV, charged $56,000 for it, and called it innovation. The 2026 Polestar 4 either proves Swedish minimalism has gone too far, or every other car maker has been overthinking glass for decades. The 2026 Polestar 4 is Polestar's coupe SUV that bets everything on polarizing design and Google's software stack at a time when Audi, Porsche, and BMW are flooding this segment with conservative alternatives. Here's the tension. Polestar believes luxury buyers want Scandinavian minimalism and digital-first experiences over German over-engineering and traditional layouts. So we need to answer 3 questions. Does the dual-motor setup justify the premium over a Model Y? Can the range and charging compete with the Q6 e-tron and Macan Electric? And does deleting the rear window actually work, or is this a gimmick that tanks resale value? We'll also look at whether the cabin quality matches the price tag, and if Google's software really beats German systems that have had decades to mature. The dual-motor long range delivers 536 horsepower and 506 lb-ft of torque, hitting 60 mph in 3.7 seconds. That beats the BMW iX xDrive 40's 6.1 second sprint by a massive margin and comes within 0.2 seconds of the Tesla Model Y Performance's 3.5 second time, a difference that disappears completely in real-world driving. The Porsche Macan Electric Turbo smokes it at 3.1 seconds, but that model costs $20,000 more and targets a different buyer. Torque vectoring and adaptive dampers with adjustable settings give the Polestar sharper turn-in and better body control than the floaty iX, though the Macan still handles like a proper Porsche with superior steering feedback and flatter cornering. The Polestar also offers 3 drive modes, range, standard, and performance, that adjust throttle response, steering weight, and suspension stiffness. Real-world implication. This isn't the absolute fastest in class, but it's quick enough to embarrass gas-powered SUVs at stoplights while delivering more steering engagement and driving involvement than the Model Y's numb, video game-like dynamics. Verdict. Performance is competitive where it matters, daily driving dynamics and spirited backroad driving, and only falls behind when you're chasing spec sheet bragging rights or track times you'll never actually use on public roads. Polestar claims 280 miles EPA, with the 100 kWh battery pack in long-range dual-motor specification. Ignore that official rating. Expect 260-270 miles in mixed real-world driving, maybe 240 on the highway, in winter conditions with heating running. The Audi Q6 e-tron gets 321 miles EPA with a smaller 94.4 kWh pack, and the Tesla Model Y long range hits 327 miles EPA. So, the Polestar trails by 40-50 miles in realistic conditions compared to its closest competitors. Charging maxes out at 200 kilowatts on DC fast charging, reaching 10-80% in roughly 30 minutes under ideal conditions with a preconditioned battery, fast enough for most road trips. But the Porsche Macan Electric hits 270 kWh and the Q6 does 260 kWh, both finishing their charging sessions 5 to 7 minutes quicker. The Genesis GV60 charges at 235 kWh, splitting the difference. Real-world context. On a 500-mile road trip, you're looking at an extra 10-15 minutes of total charging time and 1 additional charging stop compared to German rivals. The single-motor long-range variant gets 310 miles EPA and uses the same charging hardware, so if you prioritize range over acceleration, that's the smarter choice. Verdict. Range and charging are adequate for daily commuting and weekend trips, but not class-leading, and if you're cross-shopping the Q6 or Macan for regular long-distance travel, this efficiency disadvantage genuinely matters and could influence your decision. The cabin ditches physical buttons almost entirely for a 15.4-inch center touchscreen running Google built-in, native Google Maps, Google Assistant voice control, and Google Play Store without requiring phone pairing or subscriptions. It's noticeably faster and more intuitive than BMW's latest iDrive 8 or Audi's MIB3 system with cleaner graphics and instant response times. You also get wireless Apple CarPlay, which works seamlessly for iPhone loyalists who prefer Apple's ecosystem. The 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster is clear and customizable, though some drivers prefer BMW's larger curved display. Materials are genuinely excellent for the price, sustainable Microtech microfiber that feels like high-end suede, recycled plastics throughout the cabin that don't feel cheap or brittle, and optional Napa leather if you want traditional luxury. Rear seat space is generous with ample legroom, more than the Model Y's cramped back seats. Now the controversy everyone's talking about, no rear window. Polestar replaced it with a roof-mounted digital rear-view mirror, fed by a rear-facing camera with a 130-degree field of view. It provides a wider, unobstructed view of what's behind you and works well in practice, especially in rain or when carrying tall cargo. But it's genuinely polarizing. Some testers love the expanded visibility, while others find the digital image disorienting or suffer from motion sickness. Resale concerns are real, since no one knows if used car buyers will accept this unconventional setup in 3 to 5 years when you're ready to trade in. Verdict. The tech is genuinely best in class. If you're an Android user and want the smoothest infotainment experience available, the materials easily justify the luxury positioning against German rivals. But the rear window gamble is a legitimate deal breaker for traditional buyers who value proven technology. The Polestar 4 is for design-forward buyers who want Scandinavian minimalism, Google's superior software ecosystem, and distinctive styling over German conservatism, and who don't need the absolute longest range or fastest charging speeds in the segment. Buy this if you value interior quality, software experience, and unique design over spec sheet supremacy, because it genuinely beats BMW and Audi in daily usability, cabin materials, and technology integration, while looking completely different from every other luxury SUV. Skip it if you need maximum range for regular 400-plus mile road trips, refuse to trust a digital rearview mirror for daily driving, or want something safe and conservative that won't confuse the CarMax appraiser in 2028 when resale time comes. Would you pay a premium for polarizing design and unproven technology that might hurt resale value, or stick with the safer, more conservative Q6 e-tron? Comment below and let me know. Next up, the 2026 Volvo EX90 Magma. Subscribe to see if Korea's finally cracked the luxury performance code.